All right, hello. Hopefully, this is all working because I have had tons of tech issues with this particular episode. So hopefully, it's all working and you're actually hearing this. But yeah, we're back with the penultimate for this season of Aliit by Beskar. I'm excited to see kind of what we do with this episode and where people go in this very scary tomb that we're in. And then hopefully, there we go. Sorry, I was fixing something while we were talking. But yeah, I'm excited for it. We're going to hop in just a minute here. Before we do, I'm going to say a quick word about sponsors, which I'll get into chat now, which are Fundamental RPG, Intrepid, and Die Hard Dice. All very awesome stuff. Fundamental RPG is a genre not tied to a genre, so you can use it to tell any story that you want to tell. It's a simple D20 system, so if you're familiar with some of the more popular D20 games out there, it'll feel pretty familiar. So it's really easy to pick up and just run with. You can pick up the physical copy on Amazon, or if you prefer the digital one, you can pick that up at coffee.com/raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. That's also where you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. Really cool products with a tabletop theme to them. And then Die Hard Dice, of course, is at dieharddice.com. If you use the code Blackfeather, all one word, you can pick up your order for 10% off. You get 10% off your entire order, and that's Blackfeather with a capital B, and again, all one word. Highly recommend checking out their cool satin-lined dice bags. They're just $4 a piece right now, which is pretty cool. So you can pick up a bunch of them and keep your dice organized by color or size or character, or however you like to organize your dice. There's a link to that in chat. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All that out of the way, we're going to do player and character introductions, and then we'll hop in. So starting at the top left with V, tell us a little bit about Anaka and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I am an artist. I work primarily in pencil, sketch, and watercolor, as well as digital art. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my stuff, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at Pepero Draws, and that's Pepero like the candy. Typically, I post a lot of original character stuff there. The fixation of the week is my favorite character pair that belongs to me and a friend of mine. So there's lots of stuff up there for them. If you scroll back a little bit, there's some fan art and stuff like that. So if that's your cup of tea, certainly pop over and have a look. But I play Anaka, and she is a dark force using Togruta, who is, even after all this time, a little bit vague about her presence here and why she's exactly a part of this little crew. But you know what? She started off being very secretive and not really talking much. And now she's just like, you know what? Fuck it. She likes to be sarcastic. She likes to engage and make jokes and snarky comments all the time. So she's definitely broken out of her shell a little bit. And she does have some quests that she would like to take care of as soon as she's able in the future. So it'll be interesting to get to those, see what's in store for her. Yeah, it's me and Anaka.
Awesome. And next, let's hop over to Matt. Tell us a little bit about Jai and yourself.
Oh boy, hi, I'm Matt. I'm a content creator of various stripes. I like to sort my dice based on their temperament, and it's usually a pretty easy one or two. You're either a good die or you're in the fuck off back. And I played Jai, who is a sweet summer child who is being forced to grow up and take leadership roles, and he hates it. And while the rest of his dumb idiot family is running into what is undoubtedly a spooky haunted place, he's just hanging out on a ship. He's going to really make sure his mini proton torpedo launcher is ready to blow the fuck out of a Saxon. We're having a good night.
Awesome. Also, go check out at Par Professional He normally plays Grakus. He's awesome, so go check out his stuff, and hopefully we'll have him back next week for the finale. And then also at Nick Cool on Twitter. She plays Ilsa. She should be joining us here in a little bit. We're just running a little bit behind on things, so yeah, I'll let her introduce herself when she gets here. But with that, we're gonna hop into the story. So yeah, everybody had kind of wandered into the temple aside from Jai, and was Jai the only one left on the ship?
I think Kieran was still here. I don't. Kieran was like
Okay.
me, just kind of like, "This is bad." No,
Okay,
if I remember right.
That's what I thought too, but I wasn't 100% sure because it's been a hell of a week.
No, because we had just noticed that there were X-wings flying a search patrol.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because
I'm sure is fine and not a ticking clock.
yeah, and there was a dog running around in the ship.
Oh yeah,
with
running around eating
holocron.
Naka's toys.
Yeah.
Oh God, now I'm mad all over again.
Perfect. Good.
just one of them though. It only found
Join
one of
Jai
them.
on
No
Team
dogs.
No Dogs.
Yeah.
There are no dogs on the moon.
Listen, Elsa, you might, come back one day and be missing a dog, but that's neither here nor there.
All right. So let me pop that off. Oops, that's not the right person in that spot. Let me just swap that over. Okay. And Zoom's just like, we're gonna put everybody in different spots now.
It does that.
It's been one of those days where everything is kind of like, hey, you know what would be fun? Just every tiny little thing that can go wrong going wrong.
Oh yeah, all technology is against us today.
Yep, there we go. Now it's fixed. Hi, Nikki. Now that I've got you in the right window, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and Ilsa before we jump in? Okay, that's fine too. So to catch us up, yeah, they were our X-wings from the Jedi Temple, or Academy rather, that are hunting for you.
Well, I don't know why. It's not like one of us tried to kill the master and then the rest of us pulled off a daring raid.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's ridiculous that they would be searching for you. It's probably to give you that fruit basket that you didn't take, that they were trying to give you as a gift.
Also
But yeah,
left behind her.
What was that?
She left her sparkly pencil behind.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would
it's-
do it.
It's the sparkly pencil. So they're hunting for you. Grakus has wandered off into the second level of this tomb. And
It's fine.
we'll touch on what happens with Grakus there next week. Just know that I'll have to talk to Par about it, but Grakus will probably make it back to the ship. Just some things will happen.
Yeah, see, your tone of voice doesn't instill confidence here. Probably
It's
make. Are you
probably
sure?
fine.
I mean, I'll have to talk to Par about it and see what he wants to do.
Look, we haven't been teased at all this season on what the next character is, so Grakus doesn't die this season.
That's fair.
If there's not a tease, then he doesn't get to die.
Unless Park is going to switch two characters, go back to
We
Zadu
could have
again.
Zadu and Grakus double team. That's a lot. I don't know if
That's
the ship
terrifying.
could handle it.
But I have no designs on killing Grakus off, so we'll have to talk to Par about it. But yeah, Grakus is going to go do his thing. Next week, we'll do a flashback and find out what exactly happened there. But yeah, Grakus wanders off to the second floor, goes into a room, and a stone door slams shut behind him, leaving Anaka and Ilsa inside of this very creepy tomb with this green glowing fog sort of pouring through the entire bottom floor and out into the outside of in the jungle as well. You've got no comms, as they seem to have mysteriously shorted out. And yeah, you're in a creepy Sith tomb. What do you want to do?
Well, what directions are available to us to go?
That's a fantastic
this is like
question.
one of those old school games where you like type in the input and it tells you if you can or can't do that. Like
Exits
turn
are
left.
north, south,
Turn-
and Dennis.
Yeah. Look at Temple.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you can follow Grakus to the upper level. So it's a 2-story structure, and the top floor has basically a giant rectangle out of the middle of the second floor, sort of cut out so that you can see the ceiling of the entire building. So it creates this sort of like hallway catwalk type deal around the perimeter of the second floor, where there are some doors that go into a deeper part of the building. On the bottom floor, there's a little bit of a depression in the middle with an altar looking thing. Looks like it was used for some sort of Sith rituals or something like that. But it's very old. There looks like there's an old broken down book on it. Might still be readable or usable.
Did the
It's very
book run out
dusty.
of batteries?
More like just decayed over time.
Okay.
I love,
It's not an
what?
not an ebook.
There's a little depression in the middle. You know what? Same. Let's go see the book.
Boy, that's too real.
Yep. There's also other doors that go to other rooms on the bottom floor as well. But yeah, you can go check out the book first. Could I get a perception check?
You could, perhaps, if I had remembered to open the Roll20 sheet.
I was terribly distracted for a little while.
No worries. Little ones will do that
We're
to
a mess.
Yeah, I was being kind.
So when you say...
Renaka is doing. I don't know what she's doing, but I trust Susie.
We're looking at a
when
book
you
in the middle of the room.
Not
Sorry,
an
go ahead.
ebook, though.
No, a like physical book.
Oh, I accidentally got into animus.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay,
Wrong
so
show.
what Renaka? What do I need to open Roll20 for?
I don't
Perception.
know. So,
Okay.
is this an instance of straight up perception, or can I use my force perception?
All your force perception is going to tell you is that it's a book, and that it's not alive. So I would go with perception.
You know what? Sometimes that's the information you need. Honestly.
Yep.
Is this book alive?
It's not a mimic. It's not alive. It is a book.
Okay, good to know. All right, perception. Where are we at? I mean, I still have a pretty decent perception modifier, so
All right.
Let's
So
see.
Ilsa got a 15.
No, I'm rolling it again.
Oh, okay. A
'Cause I have
19
that.
for Naka. That's right. Yeah.
19.
I can at least roll my perceptions again, but I have to take the second one no matter what it is. So if it's a 1, then that's what I got.
Oh no.
What is it?
16. All right.
A little bit better. It's not worse.
Thankfully-
so that's good.
Thankfully, there's not a lot to delve into perception-wise. You are able to see that it is, in fact, a leather-bound book. The leather itself looks questionable. Not quite sure what the source of that leather is, but it gives you the creeps. The book itself is written in ancient Sith, and the papers are very, very brittle, but it's not so brittle that it's going to fall apart as you turn pages or anything like that. But definitely would want to treat this with care. Be very gentle with this, so that it doesn't break. I don't think either of you can read ancient Sith, can you?
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, but you know who might? Adzuska.
Yeah. Would you like to ask your roommate there in your head for answers there?
Absolutely. Hey, my lovely buddy Hadzuska, the only apple of my headspace. What would this say?
There's this sort of pause and just a sort of air of defiance and just, oh, now you want my help.
Yes, because now your help would be useful.
Let's see here. It says, kill your friends, go take over the galaxy, be nicer to Hadzuska. That's what it says.
Wow, it's absolutely astonishing that, well, first of all, this book has been, this book says to me exactly what you've been saying the entire time. It's funny how that works. But it also knows to call you by name. Absolutely fascinating.
The Force moves in mysterious ways. What can I say?
What does the book say?
Could I get a persuasion roll from Manaka?
Christ's sake, what's the use of having a friend in your head if it doesn't help you? Persuasion?
Yeah, a friend is a strong term for what Hazuska is for you.
18.
After
Guy
a
is
little...
friend. Hazuska is death.
Yeah. Yep.
And Suska hasn't done anything wrong to me yet, aside from being fucking annoying. So you know what? We're on a good path. Nothing
That's
wrong
fair.
yet.
Just remember that yet part. Anyways, with an 18...
How could I forget?
With an 18, he goes on for a little bit of, to try and get you to become, the rage-filled dread lord of the universe, and then goes fine, and actually starts reading it to you, and you find that this is actually the tomb of Exar Kun, who's a very old Sith Lord that was responsible for a lot of translate really bad things. However, Hadzuska describes them as, great achievements, and things to aspire to. But basically responsible for wiping out an entire planet of beings, and
Accomplished.
yeah, just I won't go into all the details, but a lot of really bad things. Palpatine looks like a child's play type stuff compared to this guy.
Like the wrinkled old geezer that he was.
Yeah. But yeah, this is his tomb, and that's sort of the book you have is sort of the equivalent of his memoirs, if you will.
Gotcha.
So it's mostly like a history book, but there might be some useful things in there. You can also tell that it's not even Hazuska adding the sort of flair of a pompous asshole to it. Whoever wrote this clearly thought a lot of themselves.
Okay. Yeah, Anaka is going to take that book to maybe persuade Hazuska to help her out with this later. I know I haven't gotten around to fully drawing Anaka, but I know I've sent you guys my Pinterest board on numerous accounts, and absolutely just bothered you to high hell with it. So you would be familiar with Anaka's outfit, and how it has it's the long fabric, and it has the two slits up the side, so there's essentially the front panel and the back panel of her skirt. She's going to use that front bit. She's going to rip some of it off the bottom so that she can wrap the book up tightly to keep it from opening or anything like that. Just wrap it up nice and neat so that she can just take it as a unit with her, so that she doesn't have to worry about it falling to shreds.
Makes sense. All right. So you've got that. The rest of the contents of this little altar are there's some weird looking metal instruments that might have been used as tools, or it might have been used to make mummies, type of a deal, like for embalming and preserving kind of a thing. Or it might have been used to torture people. You're not quite sure, but they definitely look pretty sinister.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that's there, other than a bunch of dust. Would you like to look elsewhere in the tomb?
Yes. Ilsa, is there anywhere that you would like to go?
Since I was so distracted when you were describing it, I just follow Naka for now.
Okay. I can give you the rundown of what it looks like again. It's no issue. So the bottom floor, there are several doors on all of the walls except for the one that you came in through. Also, I'm getting some like echo of myself through somebody's mic, just as a heads up. And on the top floor, there are some rooms. Top floor is where Grakus went. He went into a room and a stone door slammed down behind him, essentially cutting him off from the rest of the party. There are other rooms up there that are open, however. If you wanted to go explore that, or take a look at the door that slammed down, or go to doors like 1 through 5 on the bottom floor.
Door 2.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wander Naka towards there.
All right. As you wandered over to door 2, it is open, and it's very dark inside. The green flame torches that sort of lit on their own in the main room are not present in that one for some reason. So it's really dark. It's hard to see unless you have low light or dark vision. And the smell coming from that room is a little bit more. It smells like rotten vegetation, and maybe something might live in there.
Or plants. Do I have a flashlight?
Probably. I think everybody probably has a flashlight.
Can I turn it on and see what happened to the poor plants?
Yeah, absolutely. As you turn it on, I need a perception roll. And then, what is your reflex defense? No reason for, just curious.
That's comforting.
Let me tell you what the reflex defense is. I'm looking at my sheet now. That's not beside reflex, right?
Sorry, say one more time.
It's beside reflex, or is it somewhere else on the sheet?
It should just be the reflex, that number, under your defenses.
23.
23? Okay. And then... Yeah, and then perception. And then what position are you in for Ilsa and Anaka? Who's in front and who's behind? 27. Okay,
I would say that... Sorry.
27, you're gonna see a good bit. Go ahead, V.
I was saying with Ilsa taking out her flashlight to go in, Anaka would probably just let her go first.
Okay. Then Ilsa, I for sure needed reflex defense from. Anaka, I need a will defense number.
Will defense, that's a new one. My will defense is 28.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
So for reflex defense, this thing got a nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not going to hurt too much, but it is going to be startling. For will defense, what did you say yours was, V?
28.
28? Okay, you're fine. So what you see as you go in and turn the flashlight on is like something out of like some zombie horror movie. It's roughly large dog sized and shaped. But
I swear to God, if you try to adopt it, I'm leaving.
But it's like half monster dog, half lizard, and it looks very like corrupted would be the best word to describe it.
So I can't speak to it with the force at all, like I did the other things.
Oh, you could probably try, but first, as the light shines across its eyes, they're like completely white and clouded over, and you can tell immediately, like, oh, this thing is very much a nocturnal or lives primarily in the dark. So the flashlight really scares it, and you're good. It shoots out almost like a chameleon kind of tongue, which hits Ilsa like square in the chest plate on her armor. And then it lets out a screaming noise, which is why I had you roll or had to check for your will defense, but it doesn't affect you, Anaka. But basically, Ilsa's going to get pulled towards this thing. So while that's happening, Anaka, what's your reaction to this?
She is gonna pull out her lightsaber and ignite it, and probably say something along the lines of, you know what? We've all had a bad day. You don't see me out here screaming.
Awesome. So yeah, Ilsa gets pulled. Ilsa gets pulled towards this thing. So it's going to be an action, or a turn rather, before Ilsa can really react. So you've got the lightsaber turned on. You can still move and attack or do some other action if you'd like, V.
So it's pulling her toward it with its tongue?
Yep.
All right, let's slash to that tongue.
All right, give me...
Actually, why not just... That would be the long way around. You cut its tongue, it's going to come back. Let's just try to chop off its head.
Okay.
Straight to the point.
Go ahead and... Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
You'd think that after all this time, I would finally fill in my attack rolls on the actual Roll20 sheet, but I have not. So just give me one moment. I do have it written down in my Word doc, so just have to Control F and find it. Just 1 second.
No worries. And then for Ilsa, did you catch all of the description that I said about what was going on?
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, not the PS4.
Yeah, it's checking system storage, so hopefully it's okay.
The only thing I'm missing is my base attack bonus. 1 second, let me grab it.
No worries.
Just want to try to tell the thing to let her go, mentally.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll. Use the force for that.
Okay. I'm not expecting anything from this, so hopefully she doesn't get eaten. Yeah, I only got 16.
16. In this case, a lower roll is actually a good thing. As you reach out to it, it's like simultaneously grabbing onto a live wire, but instead of it feeling hot and jarring, it's ice cold and jarring, and it feels really, really uncomfortable. Fortunately, you didn't make a strong connection with it, so you're able to sort of just push yourself mentally away from the thing. But whatever this is, it's definitely of the dark side, pretty solidly, which is rather alarming.
So no adopting it.
No.
So it's not adopted. Oh, darn.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a 28.
You'd have to be super duper dark side to maybe possibly adopt it.
So kill another fleet of ships off?
Ilsa, you don't have to adopt every single thing you see. Stop.
With the empty, cold, white eyes.
Oh my god. So 28 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh Jesus. I'm not gonna look for that. I forgot.
I believe that's going to be a D8 or 2D8 plus your dexterity bonus, if I want to say, for lightsabers.
If I was smart, I would have just brought over the entire packet of pages that I have instead of just bringing over the one that had my defense bonus or my base attack bonus on it. I'll be all right one of these days.
No worries.
You just like going back and forth.
Yeah, you know what? I could use the exercise. Just start running around the house while I'm playing my game. All right. So, all I know is that it's a +3 lightsaber because I got 1 from Kieran's training and 2 from the lightsaber itself. Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, that should
I'm
be,
gonna put this in tonight before before I go to bed. I'm putting the attack in the sheet.
No worries. But yeah, I want to say it's 2d8 for lightsabers, and then yeah, it would be +3, and then plus.
I
your
think
dex
so.
Bonus.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with that. So 2d8 +8. So 21.
Nice. Yeah, you lop this thing's head off. As you do, there's a gurgling noise and flailing and sort of this black, inky kind of blood that kind of gets everywhere. But Ilsa, you're no longer trapped on this sticky lizard-like tongue as it falls over dead. But you do hear that scream coming from what sounds like 3 or 4 more of these deeper into the room. So I do need to know your will defenses again.
28 for me, I believe. Yes.
1 moment. I swear I know it's on here somewhere. 25.
25? All right. So one of them doesn't affect you. The second one is not loud enough to affect anybody, and then the third one did get a nat 20. So Anaka, you are. It's like a fear effect. So there is a like fight or flight sort of sense of panic that happens, and it's a bit overwhelming. How do you react to that, or deal with it, or cope with that sort of sensation?
What is the reaction from Hadzuska first?
Hadzuska's probably like he's not too concerned because he doesn't have a body to get mauled.
More
but-
so like with Anaka's fear, like as soon as she's feeling it, like what's going on there? Not so much the fear of getting mauled, but like the reaction to Anaka's fear.
Hadzuska's advice, I guess you could say, he's just urges you to use that fear, sort of turn it into anger and lash out. So his counsel or encouragement is to go on the offensive with it.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because that's not actually too different from what I was thinking anyway. Anaka's not used to being afraid. She thought that she was done being afraid, and she thought that she was moved on from that, and more so in a headspace where she could take those negative emotions and use them without fear of having to be afraid. So now to have this sensation where it's kind of assaulted her in a way that she's not allowed to happen, it's kind of easy for her to take that and funnel it the way Hadzuska is like urging her to do. So yeah, she absolutely takes it and is prepared to use it.
Okay. In that case, I'll say the effect is that you are sort of just immobilized for 1 turn while you process that and decide on the action.
Sure.
And Hadzuska is absolutely in your mind doing the whole Palpatine, good, sort of sinister encouragement.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Ilsa, you weren't affected by the screams, but you can hear there's like 3 or 4 more of these inside the room. Anaka seems to be taking a beat before she acts. So what do you do?
So I didn't get the fear reaction.
You did not.
Okay. Well, probably since she knows that she can't tame the things, right? Unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but really unlikely.
She is going to tell Anaka that they need to just leave them alone and start to back out.
Okay.
That he'll explain the old feeling that she got.
Gotcha. You are absolutely able to retreat out of the room. Anaka, your friend has said maybe we should leave these alone and has retreated out of the room. You're angry about the situation. Do you change your mind and go with your friend?
No, absolutely not. What do you mean? I think, Ilsa says, hey, let's back out of here and leave him alone. I think Anaka's first response is more so like, oh, so we finally found an animal that you aren't willing to tame. Is that it? And she prepares to fight these things.
No, I want to tame it, but when I reach out to it, I get this cold feeling, like it's really super dark side that I don't think I can tame yet.
Ah, so the brush of a dark mind will throw you for a loop, but not venting a whole ship full of people.
They deserved it, but
come on, Ilsa. You have less patience, less kindness for living human breathing beings than you do for these dogs. I don't think so.
Yeah, I do actually.
No, I don't think so.
I'd rather keep the dogs alive than a bunch of people that are killing people.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing for you that they're not really actually dogs.
Yes, they are. Look at it. They're so cute. We don't want to destroy something so beautiful. Look at their eyes and the decaying organic matter.
Yeah, with that, I think Naka would just kind of bare her teeth and sort of make a low growl, kind of hissing noise at Ilsa and write her off. She's not important anymore. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Like dogs. They're so cute.
Okay.
She's going to try to protect them.
Oh. Okay. So you're gonna try to protect the dogs?
So it doesn't attack her future pets.
Oh, no.
Yep. Okay. Well,
no cat dot gif.
As you step back into the room and move between the scary lady with the bright red lightsaber and the horrifying lizard dogs, the stone door to this room falls shut and sort of locks the two of you in the room for the moment. And with that, let's hop back to the ship. How's Jai doing?
I love the contrast.
I imagine like it is very much the contrast. Like Jai is just like kicked back in his hammock in his workshop. Like Captain Roger is set up, and the two of them are just like going over. Jai is sorting through parts that he picked up on the Scrap World planet, and it's just like clipping random things together. And it's just like, now, Roger, we know Anaka's really attached to her new light stick. So she's gonna be resistant to changes to it or to a new one. So what we need to do is we need to come up with something that can just like a special tool belt so that she can have all the good combat stuff that a sensible person, and he like points at himself, that a sensible person uses when fighting, and not this weird force space magic. So we're gonna get her like a grappling hook attachment thingy, and we're gonna get her just like a knife.
I
And he's just
absolutely
like-
love this image of contrast. Like, just think about it cinematically. Like, you see a screen of just like Anaka with her lightsaber, like this red glow against her face, and these like little arcs of electricity coming off the main saber, and she's absolutely ready to fight. And then just Jai in a hammock.
It's you remember that scene of Stan Lee as the librarian in one of the Spider-Man movies? It's that. Like, it's just like chaos is happening, and then just like Jai's got headphones on, just like do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
just completely unaware, like his gun's nearby and some other stuff is there. Like, in case something explodes, he's ready. But I think he's also probably like on the comm. So he's talking to Captain Roger, but he's also got like an open comm channel to the cockpit. So Kieran is having to listen to all this too.
Yep.
You know, it's just a good chill moment. We got a death droid rolling around somewhere being a maniac. We got Jai in a hammock. Kieran, who's probably actually being sensible and keeping an eye on all of the different chaoses that are about to explode around us.
Yep. If Jai's got like open comm and still just talking through all this stuff, she's probably turned hers off for the moment.
I figured, but you know, it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah. But yeah, she's keeping an eye on the skies.
See, the dirty secret is Jai doesn't like that he doesn't know what's up with his crew, and he can't help them right now, and he hates it.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't like
Oh.
that. I feel like you just rolled dice.
Maybe. Yeah. Uh-huh. What's up?
Oh, we're just parked in a spaceship outside of an evil haunted house, and there are X-wings looking for us. Everything's probably fine.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah. So I just rolled for
No, I
the
don't like it.
X-wings and
No, it's
rolled
bad.
for Kieran to notice the X-wings. There was a nat 20 and a nat 1 involved. Guess who got what?
Well, you have
you
some
kidding?
criticals. I know you have some criticals, and this seems like an opportune time for Kieran to have used them.
I concur.
I don't know. I think I might save that for when you're in more trouble.
Do
We're
you
gonna save.
do you not, Raven? Do you not know? Really?
So Kieran got a
I
nat
know what's
one somehow, huh?
Yep. I know what's happening next week, and I'm gonna save that crit for Kieran for next week.
That's terrifying, but okay.
No,
You're
that's
welcome.
probably fine. We're not allowed to lose Kieran. She's the only sensible one.
I mean, she absolutely could be lost, but that would be bad for you. Yes, I agree. Anyways, unfortunately, Kieran doesn't notice this, but the X-wing pilots sure do notice you. So your announcement that they found you are laser blasts banging on the roof of the ship.
Jai falls out of the hammock and just like hits the ground and then does like a sprinter start, and it's just like, Kieran, and runs to the gun turret.
Yeah, her comm amazingly comes back on at that point.
Oh no, he just screamed down the hallway.
Yeah, she just yells back, "Yeah, I felt it too. Hold on."
Hey, you know that cockpit? You know the really cool thing about cockpits?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me. And as she's frantically like flipping switches and like pressing her face to the glass, trying to figure out where this is coming from.
It's the big glass thing that you can look through and see a fracking X-Wing. And Jai just like dives for the upper gun turn. It's like, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it right now.
Yeah, and she just gets everything going again. So the engines are on, your deflector shields are back, since they know where you are, and she just yells back, "What did you all do?"
I ate popcorn and recorded Ilsa trying to murder a Jedi Master. What did you all do?
Like, we took the one thing.
You did a thief? You did a crime?
Yeah, the one thing that they wouldn't be shooting us over.
Hey,
Yes, the
hey,
one thing.
Hey, Kieran?
And only the one thing.
Hey, Kieran? Just true or false real fast here. Was Anaka and Grakus with you?
Grakus wasn't with us at the time, I don't think.
No, but
out
he
of
went with that
character.
group. Jai doesn't know
Nope.
what happened, but he went with that group.
Right. Okay. I'm just trying to remember what Kieran knows. Kieran was with us, or not Kieran, Anaka was with us.
Okay, so, the Sith probably did a bit more stealing to piss off a Jedi.
And Kieran, who, as I recall, I think got a nat 1 on figuring out that Anaka was lying to her, is now
Something
feeling
like that.
incredibly betrayed.
Jai is going to like swing up into the gunnery chair and just start tracking around and then get on like a wide broadcast comm, even though he knows that no one else in the temple can hear him, and just go, this is your captain speaking. We are currently under attack by assholes that you pissed off, Anaka. Your quickest return to the ship would be appreciated so we can leave this damn moon.
Okay. I need to roll for something.
Can I? Okay, I'm not going to shoot yet. Can I try to find the X-Wing's frequency?
Absolutely. That's going to be a used computer.
Beautiful. I'm good at that.
V, high or low?
Hi.
All right, cool. So Kieran doesn't take off immediately out of, hurt feelings over being betrayed.
Oh, I would have yelled
Kieran.
at her.
Kieran, this is not my fault, my love. You were the one who misjudged. I have never given her any indication that Anaka would not steal things. There's just never been the opportune moment to do so. This is not on me. This is on Kieran for not thinking about it.
This feels like going, hey, it's not my fault there's a knife in your gut. You're the one that ran into it as I thrust it towards you.
I'm sorry that you think you need an apology.
Yeah, literally. And also, I'd like to say that that's not quite accurate, because the whole Anaka stealing thing was not directly related to Kieran. She would have tried to steal it whether Kieran was there or not.
Oh, I know.
It wasn't personal. I just had to piss off an entire order of warrior monks.
Yeah.
She wasn't even concerned with pissing them off. She was like, this seems valuable and I want to know what's on it. It's mine now.
Net was
Yeah.
using some force points. I got a 24 because a 14 is not indicative of Jai's skills.
No, that definitely would not have succeeded. So 24, you're able to find a frequency, but it's like when you're listening to the radio and you're not quite right on the station. You're like a couple of decimal points off, so it's kind of staticky and it kind of fades in and out a little bit. But you're able to kind of break into their frequency just a little bit.
So Jai's going to talk to them, and he's got the reasonable captain voice on again. So, to the X-Wings, may I ask why you're shooting my ship?
They do respond. But before I get to that real quick, Kieran has managed to not take off, but has lifted the ship a little bit off the ground, as in essentially spinning it around in a circle slowly to try and track where they're coming from. to give Jai the best lane of fire.
Okay, Jai's not going to argue with that, but if she tries to go any higher, we're going to have words.
Yeah. But they do respond initially with, who is this? Well, get off this frequency.
You just shot my ship. I reserve the right to get into any frequency I want. My name is Captain Jai Soren of the No, wait, we have that turned off. Hold on. The Similon Sonar. We just had a very amicable time. I repaired Master Lars's hand. He's going to be so mad that you shot me.
Yeah, he's a little more mad at what was stolen while you all were here.
Jacques. I'm sorry. New Republic pilots just go around accusing just perfectly legitimate traders of theft? Because Jai is not aware of any theft.
Oh, right.
He wasn't there.
That's right.
Not a deception, sort of.
Yeah, they do when the things were there, you showed up, and then when you left mysteriously, things were gone. So we just need you to come back in. We'll search your ship.
Uh-huh.
If there's nothing there, then we'll let you go.
Tell you what, instead, since you just pissed me off real big, how about I get on our New Republic provided intelligence frequencies and go ahead and page the Imperial fleet at Endor and see if you're so hot against them, dumbass.
Ouch.
Okay.
He shot my ship.
Just double checking. Are you sure that's the response you want to go with?
Well, it's that, or I actually no, that's probably not a good decision. That was the GM being very kind to me.
This is definitely
Matt,
an instance of the
pretty sure
GM going, are you sure?
I feel like that's the John Cena gif where he's like, are you sure about that? Matt, please do not get us all murked here.
We could absolutely go with that. Like, I am fully prepared to continue with that line of line of story.
No,
but I thought you might want a second to reconsider.
I do want a second to reconsider. Okay. Then instead, Jai's gonna go like, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna guess Lieutenant, and say that instead you're gonna stop shooting at an official diplomatic envoy of the Mandalorian people.
Okay.
I can put you in contact with our leadership, and they will verify that we are, in fact, their top agents, and you are about to create a galactic diplomatic incident.
Okay.
I feel certain that I'll be backed on this, right? It's fine.
I'm trying to decide if this is more of a persuasion or a deception check, because you're not technically wrong, but it's also really stretching the truth real thin there.
I have the same bonus to both, so it does not matter. Which would you prefer?
Go whichever one you feel like this fits better. Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with persuasion on the grounds that Jai does not think he's lying, and even if he were, he believes Uncle Bevan would back his play.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that, but
this may not be accurate. This might not be reality, but it's what Jai believes.
That's fair. How many destiny points do you have, by the way?
I have 2, and I'm saving them for next week.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
There may or may not be a Saxon in play next week, and someone gotta die. Oh, please. I'm not adding anything to that. That just stands.
Yeah, I don't think you have enough force points to make that a good one.
It would take all of them. I mean, if someone was kind enough to suddenly give me an advantage, I would use it, but...
Oh, hey, look at that. There's an advantage redeemed with guild coins.
Hey, I'll take that. Thank you.
I'm going to assume that was meant for Jai.
Actually, can we double check that? I don't want to steal anyone else's advantage running into next week, but...
It was from Sparrow for Captain Jai.
Hey! He's
Thanks
grown
so
into
much,
it.
Hope.
You pushed him. He's grown into it. It's good. 19.
Awesome. So a 19's really not enough to get the full effect of what you're going for. Would you like to add force points to that? Because now you're in a range where they might actually make a difference.
How's it 24? We liked 24 last time.
Maybe one more. There you go.
25?
Literally just needed a 25.
Cool.
So with the advantage and 2 force points, you do manage to give this pilot pause. And they're like, all right, stand by. I need to confirm this.
Go ahead.
So yeah, they're in a holding pattern, but you've bought yourself some time.
I'm going to shoot off a quick text message to Bevan real fast and just be like, hey, Bovoda, they have just suggested that some New Republic X-Wing shooting at me constitutes an international incident against the Mandalorian nation. Just a heads up, you might be getting a call from a Jedi. Sorry about that. Bye.
There's a response, and it's like a bullet point response.
Yeah.
Just point 1, what did you do? Point 2, how did you piss off the New Republic? Point 3, what do you mean, Jedi?
Point 1, I did nothing wrong, and I have a really great home movie to prove it. Point 2, you gave me a Darjetti. They hate the Jedi. I assume she went rogue. And point 3, Master Lars is a pretty cool dude with a great hand, but apparently he doesn't like it when things vanish and Mandos are in the area. So I assume prejudice.
Okay.
Did I just play the space racism card?
Yup. Look, he assumes that the Jedi don't like the Mandos as much as Mandos don't like Jedi. He's an
That
idiot.
is true. I mean, that is historically true over the thousands of years.
I would also assume that, Bevan still got that whole like clone kind of just like Jedi done murdered 1 million of my brothers.
Yeah. Oh, he's not a huge fan of them either. But you don't really get a response. He leaves you on red.
Yeah. So Jai's going to just like yell down the corridor to the cockpit, which is now, I guess, standard procedure when in the middle of high tension conflict. Just go, okay, I bought us some time, Kieran, and I alerted Bevan that I might have just made trouble for him. Hey, Master Lars, right?
There is a sigh of what's the word I'm looking for? Trepidation. Yeah.
How do we get him not mad?
I don't return what was stolen.
Okay, accepting that, and accepting that I can't just make another Death Star for his ego to blow up here, how do we get him not mad?
Well, if we're not giving back what was stolen, then I would say leave for a long time.
Okay, well, we're going to do
We
that
kill
once
him.
the crew's back on board, but I'm assuming that if I even suggest to Anaka that we give back anything, she's going to murder me. And she's my best friend, so I can't have that.
Right. I knew coming here was a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we need them back on the ship fast, and we need to get out of here.
Cool. Do you know a way to make comm signals break through whatever voodoo is around that haunted house?
No. One of us would need to walk in there.
Dear GM, how dare you? There is a long silence, and then that same trepidatious sigh that Kieran gave just comes from Jai, but this time, like, somehow he had, like, climbed down from the gunwale and got right behind her chair, and he just does it right in her ear and just goes, fine. And he just, like, grabs his gun,
She turns the chair around a little bit, and you can see like she's got her finger on the tip of her nose.
Oh, I know. If you even think about leaving us, I will be very disappointed in you. And he realizes that was just a very impotent threat, and just like wanders. Like he just heads back and just like grabs some more grenades off of just like a wall hook somewhere, and just like, ooh, I'm gonna feel really bad for a second. What's our death droid's name?
Locke?
Locke. And he stops at the ramp, just goes, "Hey, Locke,
Yes, master?
do you want to go kill a ghost?"
I've never killed a ghost before.
Perfect. And Jai just like brings his blaster up like Ghostbusters style, just goes, "Let's go bust one." And then like promptly trips going down the ramp because he's
All right.
clone.
All right, cool. We'll pause that there. Head back inside. So yeah, and Anaka, Ilsa has stepped between you and the things that made you feel fear for a moment, that made you really, really angry about that. And then the door slammed shut rather heavily.
The thing that made you afraid, that made you angry that you were afraid, and now you're angry.
Exactly. How you feeling there, buddy?
Ilsa, if you don't move out of my way, I will have no qualms about going through you. Now, seeing as I feel like at this point we've become friends, if not, at least acquaintances, I would very much not like to do that.
Don't touch the dogs. Let's just figure out how to open a door and leave.
Is this really the hill that you're willing to die on, Ilsa?
I'm not going to die, so
How are them dogs doing? What are the dogs at? Where, like, how close spatially are they?
They've been very patiently letting you have this little conversation. They're currently sort of circling, sort of a semicircle, circling around you, like a pack of hungry wolves waiting to attack something larger than them.
Anaka's gonna take a step or two back toward the door so that Ilsa's closer to the dogs than she is.
Okay. Thoughts, Ilsa?
Naka, can you see how to open a door?
Looks like there's no doorknob. Interesting. It's very sarcastic.
Well, you.
Yeah.
She didn't
There
look
isn't.
at the door.
Dogs.
Amazingly,
say it
like
again,
there
Nikki?
isn't.
Why don't you talk? Calm down, Naka. You can do it. You have more dark side, right?
Anaka does not indulge that line of questioning.
Is there anything further in the room?
It's kind of hard to see. You can shine the flashlight, but that risks, alerting more of these things, or at least making them angrier at you. But you don't really have time to take too much of a look either, because they are about to attack. So let's do this. I gotta see who's targeting whom. Okay. So Ilsa, two of these things sort of latch onto you with their tongues, and start pulling you deeper into the room. One beat your reflex defense, the other got a nat 20. So you're currently being dragged into the darker part of this room. That smell of rotting vegetation is just getting stronger, and kind of like the cave on Dagobah, where it's described as being very cold. Like you just get this sort of chilled to the bone feeling as they're taking you deeper into this room. And then I'll give you a chance to react to that in a sec. Anaka, one of these gets your lightsaber hand with that tongue, and is also pulling you by that hand towards the back of the room. And the other two missed.
I'm gonna go for cool style points here.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to visualize now. So if she has her lightsaber hand up like this, is the tongue hitting more so the hilt or her hand, like her actual hand?
It's kind of on your hand, maybe wrapped around just a little bit, like right around.
So the hilt is free.
Yeah, like it's got you by the top of the wrist, kind of.
Okay. So Anaka is gonna loosen her grip on her lightsaber enough to motion it downwards, so that she's essentially flipping the lightsaber downwards, and then adjusting her grip to catch it, so that it's angled downward, so that she can kind of sweep at the tongue and cut it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for that. And then while you're doing that, Ilsa, what is your reaction to being pulled back?
Are they really they seem very hostile, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What would I have to do to break away?
There's a number of different things that you could try. You could try to attack one of the tongues per turn to try to cut yourself free, or you could try to do a post strength check, a grapple check, essentially. To try to
fail.
Yeah, that's definitely the harder of the two options, but that potentially could get you free in one turn. Aside from that, any other ideas that you have, of course, feel free to throw them out there. But mechanically, those are the two, I guess, more obvious options.
Are my hands? Are either of my hands free?
Yeah, they basically both latched onto your back plate of your armor.
Okay. Can I try to throw a dog snack to them to see what happens?
You can certainly try that, yes.
Let
me just look at my a character sheet here, so I can remember what all skills we've got as an option here.
I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing.
Let's go with survival for this roll.
Volume.
No, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Fix the volume.
No, I turned it down because I'm playing.
Fix the
I'm sorry. I have a loud child in here.
No problem.
Where's the spinning?
And then also
Submit.
with a 26.
Where's the rock?
Oh my gosh, 11.
Where's the rock remote?
Delete the button.
Yeah, they don't seem too interested in the doggy treat, and continue to pull you back towards the darkest part of the room. Anaka with a 26, yes, you are able to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. See if it gets all the way through this tongue. You get a good chunk out of it, but it's still managing to pull you through. So it's still stuck onto your hand, and it's still pulling you back towards the back of the room, but not quite as far as Ilsa is, and it's having a bit of a harder time with it because it has the injury on its tongue. So it's going to be their turn again. Holy crap.
I don't like that.
Yeah, let me see who it's targeting. Yep, that's not good. So the two that aren't latched onto anything have tried to grab the two of you again. One aimed for Ilsa and missed. The other got another nat 20, and now has your other hand there, Anaka.
Raven, did you weight your dice?
I know. It's really weird. I don't normally roll this many nat 20s with this set.
Are you like using your force talents?
No, they're just... The dice really are not with you all tonight.
Okay, just making.
Yeah, no, that's really weird. But yeah, so you're both still getting pulled towards the back of this room, and then Anaka, in particular, could I get to use the force check?
You sure can, mademoiselle. Use the force.
Just for Naka, right?
Correct. 21.
That is the worst that I can do without rolling that one. So, like, shout out to the electronic dice, I guess, for not bumping me down one more.
It's enough. You feel a very, very dark presence at the back of this room, in the section of the room that you're not really able to see, the area that these creatures are pulling you towards. And it feels like it's kind of pulling the strings on these creatures. You definitely feel like there's somebody orchestrating all of this. And it's darker than any presence you felt before.
Okay.
Which is saying something for Anaka.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not great. Perhaps we should not be here. Wow, if listen, it's not my fault we're in this situation.
Hey,
I didn't close the door. Sorry, say again, Nikki.
Ilsa had said that to leave the room, and you decided to fight the things.
Yeah, well, you're the one who stood in the middle of the room.
Well, you should have just backed out when I said to back out.
You know what? Fair.
So, I think it's Ilsa's turn next. So, Ilsa, what would you like to do? They did not appreciate the doggy treat. They're still pulling you back towards the end of this room. The decayed, rotten vegetation is getting thicker on the floor. It smells worse, and you get this sort of deep feeling of despair the further back they take you.
Ilsa will. So that you're like the dogs are like dragging her back there. They're not like fighting. They're just dragging.
Correct. Like it almost has the feel of like some type of predator creature grabbing their prey and trying to pull it back to their lair to then do their thing.
Okay, I'm going to try and fail a strength check, and I'm going to tell them to let go of me. I'm walking. I don't feel like being dragged.
All right. Go ahead and
it's like, let me walk, don't drag me, or something like. I know they can't understand her, but she's singing anyway.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I gotta find strength. Where is that? I see it.
I think there's a grapple button towards the top of the thing. So a 16 is actually not too bad for a straight up strength check. I'm gonna say you're able to like pause the dragging for the moment. So at the moment, they're pulling and you're pulling, and they're not able to pull you back further distance-wise.
Okay.
So you're kind of at a
When they do that,
standstill for
I'm-
the moment.
I'll just walk forward the way they were dragging me. And they'll be
Okay.
really annoyed about it.
Okay, interesting. I'll come back to that. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that yet. Wasn't expecting that response. So
She felt the despair, and it's like she's kind of used to feeling despair sometimes, so she's just like, whatever, I'm gonna get it over with.
okay, interesting.
There's-
It's not a
There's
like
a-
it's not like you're walking off the edge of a cliff here or anything. It's just I gotta figure out how this entity's gonna react to that. So Anaka, what are you doing?
So I would like to use one of my force powers on these dogs
Okay.
that have a hold of me. However, in the description, it says one target in line of sight within 6 squares.
Okay.
That being said, because they are both making contact, like physical skin contact with me, could I argue that both of them will be affected by the power that is coming from me?
Potentially. Which power is it?
It's force lightning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to try that. So I am going to use the force, and I have to compare it to their reflex defense.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. I have force points left. So let's see.
Yeah, that absolutely hits. And you can roll damage if you'd like, but you don't have to. It's up to you if you just want to see how big it is.
I would like to see what the damage would be.
Okay, go for it.
Because it's a big power. Let's see. 30.
Oof, yeah. So that is a huge amount of damage. That's a lot of damage, as they say.
That's a lot of damage. I was gonna say you bet me to it.
And weirdly, though, instead of yelping and looking dead, they seem to get stronger, which is quite odd. However, they do let go of your hands. And you hear evil-sounding laughter from the back of the room. So there's a piece of cat hair floating in front of my face. But they let you go. And I think that's a good spot for a break. So we're going to go take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll find out what happens in this room, how things are going for Jai and Kieran, and we'll finish out the rest of the show. So we'll be right back. right, we are back. So, I believe we were at the dog's turn. Because Anaka just went and zappity zapped, and they let you go. And with Ilsa choosing to walk towards, sort of giving up and just walking towards where they were trying to drag her. The dogs don't really do anything at this point. We sort of just converge, I guess, around Ilsa and sort of keep guiding you back towards this dark corner of the room. And yeah, as you keep going, it gets just darker and colder, and feels like you're walking like straight into death itself. What's your reaction when you come face to face to this sort of apparition that looks almost like what you see in like ghost videos and things? It's just this sort of dark, faceless silhouette of a person.
I just say I want to get out of here, get my friend, and get back on the ship. Let me out.
And in response, you hear this sort of whispering almost voice. Like I can't really duplicate the effect with just my voice, but in movies when you have this like evil ghost and it sounds like there's a number of voices whispering all the same thing at the same time and they're just sort of overlapping. That's kind of the sound that you hear as it talks. And just sort of this, yes, I can let you go back with your friend. You'll just need to do something for me first.
What?
Oh, nothing too taxing. Just open your mind to me. That's all.
I don't want to open my mind to you. I just want to go.
Is it
No, please
specifically
put it
talking to Ilsa, or
It
is it
is.
like a room thing? Okay.
It's just to Ilsa.
It was just like, just let me go. I don't feel like dealing with you right now. Just go. Let me go before I do something I regret.
Oh, I'm afraid it's much too late for that. I
Nope.
can let you go if you do the favor for me, or I can let my pets here have dinner. They're quite hungry.
So, can I have one?
No.
Have two?
No, you can't have two. Look, are you taking the deal or not?
Why not? No, I want 2 dogs too.
You know what? If you open up your mind to me, you can have all of them.
And what would open up my mind you do? Like, would I have to? I mean, it's not going to be super weird, is it?
It depends on your definition of weird. But it's just, say, we're going to have a little conversation through the Force.
Well, I don't. What if I don't want to talk to you?
Well, then I can let my pets eat you. Those are the options.
No, I don't feel like dealing with your voice too.
I think that throws him off a little bit. Like, what do you mean my voice too?
Don't you hear, like when you're thinking, you hear a voice in your head telling you things?
Not particularly.
Like telling you, yes, float them up, or yes, they deserve it.
Oh, that. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's just... I'm so in sync with that destructive voice that I don't really hear. It's not really a separate thing for me. I can teach you how to do that if you would like.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be in sync with it because I don't always want to destroy things. Just a lot of the time. Like, I could totally put this room on fire. Would that kill your dogs?
Possibly.
Okay, bye.
All right, if you're gonna try to run away, the dogs are pretty much gonna pounce on you all at once.
Can I use a destiny point?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can use the destiny point to evade the dogs, instead of sort of evading this entity's evilness. You can use a destiny point to evade the dogs and get to the door.
Oh wait, what? I need a knocker to leave too. So no, I'm not going to run away. I'll just kind of glare at the faceless entity and fold my arms like a teenager would.
Okay. Then the dogs don't really do anything. But he is probably going to try to take over your mind anyways. But we'll get back to that. Anaka, Ilsa just walked into this dark corner where you know that thing is. What do you do?
That's a good damn question. Elsa, what the sweet fuck are you doing?
So the two dogs have let her go, right?
Yeah, they've gotten a little bit bigger, but they're basically just standing on either side of you and looking as non-threatening as these things can look.
Well, first and foremost, I feel like she dusts herself off. So it's like that's you know your place. Don't go touching me. She calls out to Elsa.
Okay.
And Elsa will call back. I'm here. This ugly thing is trying to possess me.
The way you say that so nonchalantly really, really annoys Anaka, because she's like, this is not a situation where you should be nonchalant about this shit.
Yeah, she's just like, and I don't feel like we're possessed today.
All right. While Ilsa is keeping this entity busy, is there a way to open the door?
Yes. In the interest of time, I won't make you roll for it. There's a way to open the door using the force that you're able to pretty easily find and use.
All right. So she's going to open up that door and she's going to stand at the threshold. And just kind of yell back into Ilsa, like, let's go, like, get your ass in gear, basically. Like, it's time to go. The door's open.
Okay. What about Ilsa? So this thing's like trying to take over your mind. It's not succeeding at the moment, but obviously, if you're trapped long enough, you feel like it probably might. So what do you want to do to avoid that?
This is when I'm going to use my destiny point and just take all of that rage and whatever that I used before to push it out of my head so I can leave.
Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, with the destiny point, there's this, just sort of surge of power out of nowhere, and you were able to just push the thing away, and it sort of just melts into the back wall of this room, and the lizard dog things sort of recoil and pull away from you long enough that you're able to run out the door.
Yeah, that's what I'll like cinematically. You see that the thing go into the wall and the dogs recoil and Elsa's just like running in slow motion and just makes it up.
Awesome. As soon as the two of you are outside the room, the door slams shut again. And there's just this sort of whispering, layered whispers upon whispers voice that sort of echoes through the room that just says, "That's all right. I still have your friend." About that moment. First of all, Jai, I need that perception roll to see if you notice
boy!
what the dog's playing with as you walk out of the ship.
Come on, Jai, don't let me down.
19.
19. You don't notice what it is, but you can tell the dog's like nomming on something that looks like it's probably not actually a dog toy.
Jai stops. Jai pivots. Jai walks over to the dog and looks right down at what's going on.
Yeah, as you get closer and you lean down, you can see that this... You've never really seen one of these before, but it looks important and it has glowy bits, and you're pretty sure it doesn't belong to the dog. Probably kind of guessing this might be what the X-Wings are after.
Jai, oh God, Jai's going to make bad decisions that he doesn't know are bad, but Matt does. Jai's going to go over to like the fridge and grab just like a bit of meat. Presumably something's marinating for dinner or something. Jai's like basically just like grab a lamb chop from out of there and walk back over to the dog and be like, "Hey, mutt."
It looks up at you like it's the happiest dog in the world.
Jai holds out his empty hand and holds out the steak or the meat and just goes, "Give, get."
I think this was the not as smart one of the dogs, but
Oh yeah.
Either way, it takes them a minute to sort of get it, but then eventually they do just plop this slobber-covered, gross holocron into the one hand, and sit down and wait for the food.
I put the holocron into a pouch and I hold out the hand, just go, wait, and then toss the meat up in the air and then get it.
Yeah, it reaches the apex of its upward curve, and before it can really fall much at all, it's just like inside this thing's mouth.
Jai just like looks around, just goes, "All right, nobody saw. Still mad at the dog. Good times." And he's gonna march down the ramp with Locke, and with this holocron into a goddamn Sith temple. Everything's fine.
Yeah, thankfully, as you're walking in, you can see Ilsa and Anaka running out of another room, and the door slams shut. And you actually hear the tail end of that sort of "have your friend" and laughter.
Jai's just gonna hold up a blaster in one hand and the last thermal detonator in the other one. It just goes, "What am I using? Can we go?"
You're not using anything. Let's get out of here.
But what about?
Where's Gracchus?
Yeah, we need Gracchus. That's why we came here. Can't leave behind.
As you say that, oddly enough, that door on the second floor opens up, and what appears to be Gracchus, looking completely unscathed, walks on down and joins you.
Come on, let's go.
I know we're doing a flashback next week, but that was the most suspicious thing you've said all night, Raven. All right, everybody onto the boat. We are we have already incited a diplomatic incident with the damned New Republic. And he just looks right at Anaka because someone had to steal shit.
She knows perfectly damn well, that playing dumb is not going to get her anywhere, and she does it anyway.
I love Anaka.
She looks at
This is one
you
of our
like
best
she
friends.
hasn't the sweetest clue what you mean. Innocent as can be, What could you possibly be referring to? Like, it's just, yeah, she lays it on thick.
Jai just like puts his blaster like wherever on his armor that it goes when he's not trying to shoot things with it, and just starts basically like bouncing the thermal detonator up and down in his hand, and just goes like, everyone on the boat so we can leave before the Mandalorians are at war with the Jedi, the New Republic, or both.
Anaka walks past Jai and grumbles under her breath something along the lines of like, oh please, as if you wouldn't be chomping at the bit to fight people.
Not the point. They shot my boat.
All you hear is her faintly go, the point still stands.
Jai just looks at Locke and just goes, that was 5 extra minutes that I'm not giving her the glowy thing. Hey, Locke, once Grakus is out the door, just shoot shit. Like, whatever you want in here. Just then, like, 2 minutes of it, and then let's get on the boat and go.
Elsa just goes. She just leaves because she just mutters something.
That's a positive sign. Good, everything's great in this temple. Love
Sorry,
it.
Zoom is chopping up all the audio for some reason.
Oh no!
All of a sudden. Oh hey, I think that might have fixed it.
Oh good. My voice is magic.
There we go. Apparently so.
Told you.
So sorry, you were saying?
Elsa walked out. Elsa walked out and mumbled something about too many voices because she's just getting on a ship and doesn't want to hear any more whispers.
Once Grakus, I assume Grakus walks by at this point, just like, good, this is all really positive. Hey, Locke, blow shit up for like a minute, and then we can go.
Okay.
Just shoot stuff.
Locke shoots up a bunch of stuff, and it appears to destroy like the altar in the middle, and a bunch of the torches, and pieces of rock and stuff fall down. And then he comes to rejoin the rest of the crew. Does anybody look after Locke's done?
Jai actually is just like waiting there, and like once Locke's had some fun, he's like, cool, roll on back in, buddy. And he pulls the holocron out and just like looks at the temple, looks at the holocron, looks up at presumably an X-wing flying by, and just goes like, I really hope you're worth it. And puts it back in his pouch and just starts walking back to the temple.
Okay. Or to the temple or to the ship?
Oh no, to the ship. Jai's done with this place. And no, that clearly wasn't me baiting the GM to do things to this holocron at all.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, as you're holding that out, all the damage the lock did that you saw, like, is just no longer there. Everything looks exactly like it did before. And yeah, there's an inky black sort of apparition that's rapidly moving towards the door, but before it gets there, once you put the thing back in your pouch and start walking away, the door to the temple closes again.
This is all fine.
Or
Everything's
tomb.
great. Jai like just decides to sprint and gets back on the X-wing. Comet just goes like, "Hey, Lieutenant."
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a free pass for shooting my ship unprovoked and trying to incite war with the Mandalorian nation. In return, I want you to blow up this temple. It's Imperial. I if he believes me, cool. If not, it's just funny. But as soon as Jai's like feet hit the ramp, he's like, "Kieran, go!"
She's like, yep, where am I going? Are we going
Not
back?
here.
Okay.
Literally first thing on the nav computer. Don't care where it is.
Excellent. So, yeah, she punches it. You have X-Wings tailing you. There are shots fired. But as soon as you're clear of the gravity well, she hits the hyperspace thing, and you are on your way to Endor.
Cool. I'm gonna have words with this nav computer later too.
So you are safe for the moment, and it's going to take you a little bit to get to Endor. So before we wrap up and start, looking at rating and whatnot, are there any conversations that want to happen, that you want to have happen before you get to Endor?
After a suitable period of time, like presumably like dinner has gone by, everyone is starting to like bed down for the trip. Jai is going to go knock on Anaka's door.
He's going to knock on Anaka's door.
Yes.
Um,
I'm gonna Anaka on a door.
a knock on the door. Cool. Yeah, she opens it.
Jai is just like standing there, arms crossed, and he has the holocron in his hand, and he just looks at her.
Her expression doesn't seem to change. She looks down at the holocron and then back to you. And she's just like, where did you find that?
Jai like actually does this, like pauses and like looks up in thought. He's like weighing in his mind, like, do I want a furious Ilsa finding a lightsabered body of her dog? And it's a longer pause than you might think. And he just goes, the ship got hit, things rattled around, and this was lying on the floor. And just like dead eyes into Anaka, just like, call the bluff. Do it. Do it right now.
Anaka knows that this is not the case because she knows that she secured the holocrons.
Mm-hmm.
She does not, however, challenge you on it. Just because, you know what? We pick our battles. This is not the hill for today, I don't think. So she just like silently, slowly holds her hand out for it.
Jai is gonna like look at it and look at her, just go like, I don't know what you're up to, friend, but something in that spooky place really wanted this, so I really hope it was, well, I mean, anything's worth pissing a Jedi off, but I hope it was worth it. And holds it out to her.
She does not make a comment on whether it was worth it or not. Just very gently takes it from Jai.
Jai just like nods, just goes like, oh, hey, apparently we're going to Endor. So, you know, be ready for that.
Sounds like fun.
Jai looks back at her, and like through the helmet, it's very much like through the helmet, you can tell he's grinning and be like, yeah, I figured you'd say that.
She just rolls her eyes at Jai.
So, Elsa's gonna be super nice, and like have her dogs with her everywhere with like flowers on them. And is she going to see the video or not? Or are they just hiding that from her?
Does she want to see the video?
Does she know he took it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was pretty obvious about it.
She would, because she says she wants to work on her strategy.
Jai will send you the same copy of it that he has sent to literally everyone else, including, if he can find it, like, I think he tried to like find an email address for your parents on Bastion and send it to them. So,
Oh my he would be able to find it because she's been emailing them.
Oh yeah, if I can get into the computers and find that, Jai has absolutely emailed that to their parents, been like typing as Ilsa, just like, I want to show off my skills when I come home with my new friends.
Yeah, she's been emailing them, like they sent her money a couple of times.
Jai doesn't pry into anything they've sent you or you sent them. He just adds a new email to the chain and like pins the video and just like sits back in the chair. It's like, that'll be fun eventually.
Amazing.
I don't know if she would discuss that or not, but yeah, she's been super sweet. She made dinner one lamb chop less, but she made it work for all of you. And she's just being really, really sweet and nice and kind. She made dessert.
Jai's gonna like take this in and like after dinner when everyone's wandered off, just be like, so how's your day been?
We had this evil thing try to possess me in a temple. I said no and left.
Hey, good job.
I didn't feel like being possessed today.
Maybe extend that to every day, but good. Hey. You lasted longer against Lars than anyone thought you would.
Of course I did.
Good times.
Okay, I'll get you another dessert.
Thanks. And Jai's just like worried look. Everything's fine, I guess.
Well, no, she feels bad because she adopted a dog without asking.
Yeah.
And she's not. I don't know if she would know why there were things chasing the ship about the holocron, the extra one being stolen, but she would think maybe it was because she tried to fight Lars.
Jai will not correct her on this unless asked explicitly. Just like, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Amazing.
You're down with the Jedi Master. That seems like reasonable reason to be pursued.
Yeah, so she's being really nice because she thinks she is the reason why the pursuing happened. Even so, not were nice. And Karen.
Okay. Kieran, over the course of the next day that you're in transit, anytime Kieran comes across Anaka, just gives Anaka like the worst possible, just absolute mom disappointed in their child, just crushing look of just, I am so disappointed in you.
Anaka gives Kieran in return the sweetest, most kind smile, bats her eyelashes. I have no idea what you're looking at me like that for, but I'm just gonna go with it because it could be any number of things that I've done, and I don't really want to run through the list to find out which it is. So I'm just gonna act sweet, and you'll get over it eventually.
She will. But yeah, she just shakes her head, just like sort of that where did I go wrong look, because she's shaking her head and looking down as she walks by. Yeah, that goes on for like the next day or two, and then she'll be fine. And then Grakus. Grakus seems to be spending a lot of time meditating during this little trip. A little bit more reclusive than normal, which is interesting. And yeah, aside from that, I will go ahead and sort of pause us there, but the camera will continue on as it we do like the exit shot, if you will, of the ship coming out of hyperspace into the indoor system, and you can see that a lot of that debris field has been cleaned up, and in its place looks like it's some sort of shipyard being built. And there are a lot of Imperial ships here, including all the ones that you saw before. And
So target practice.
Of a sort, sure. And then Jai, just for you, you can see, in the middle of all of these, sort of on patrol, one of the old Mandalorian fighters, that style of fighter, and there's a Clan Saxon, emblem painted on the side of it, and that's where we'll end.
Murder time.
So next week we'll have our season finale, where we address that and other things, and we get ready for the next season. But this was I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and we give everybody a chance to say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they want to share or plug, and then we'll go raid. We're gonna go on a raid to Zombie Orpheus, another member of the Fantasy Network Twitch stream team. That is hard to say. Twitch stream team. And yeah, we're gonna use the raid cry of "Can I adopt the corrupted dark side lizard dog?" But yeah, before we do, we're going to go reverse order from how we started. So I think that means we're starting with Nikki. Sorry. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Oh my gosh, I'm on the spot. I don't know.
We can come back to you if you want.
Yeah, please. I'm sorry. I'm just not
No
good
worries.
going for it.
Totally fine. Matt, we'll start with you.
Oh boy, favorite part. Favorite part? It was the stuff with Ilsa and Anaka in the room with the dogs. If any demon Sith animals, not just the dogs, any demon Sith animals come on my boat, they're getting ejected into a star.
What if it's really cute?
Nope. If it's a demon Sith thing, it goes in the sun.
What if it turns out to be a demon Sith animal?
The sun. We got enough weird. We don't need more of it. Yeah, that was really fun stuff, watching the two of them like square off for a minute. Boy, yeah, you can find me next right here in a week for finale night. I'm taking the rest of this month off from streaming on my channel while I get ready to have my first con table with my new shop. You can follow my podcast, Hard Reboot, where me and two friends take a public domain property, give it a fresh coat of paint. Releases supposedly every month, but 2020 keeps on happening,
Yeah.
And I did start an Etsy shop. It's called The Forged Destiny. You can find it on my Twitter page. And I'm going to be tabling at a con with it, and that's terrifying. That's why there's now 3 Keyblades over here.
That's awesome.
2 of them are going to be for sale.
The link to that is also right above the raid cry in chat right now.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
I make cool lightsabers.
They're very cool. I'm gonna go grab mine.
And that's me. That's me. Eventually, I'll be back streaming on my own channel at Fifth Draw Live. But yeah,
Awesome. It is very, very tight quarters in this booth. Goodness. There we go. But yeah, this is mine that Matt made for me. And it's really freaking awesome. So yeah, go check it out. It is there in chat, etsy.com/shop/Forge of Destiny. Next, we'll hop over to V. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share, plug?
Yeah, this stuff in the room with Ilsa and Anaka was really fun. Just the concept of Anaka being angry and being like, are you sure that this is the hill that you want to die on right now? Like, are you like double, triple sure? And then just kind of like stepping backwards so that Ilsa can have her fun time with her cute little pet dogs. Yeah. So that was fun.
I also loved that sort of like, I don't have to outrun the dogs, I just have to outrun you energy that came off of that.
Sorry about that.
No, it was really fun. Yeah. And also just Jai being a brat. Like, just fine, don't give me my holocron. That's okay. And then just the attitude that he gave in the process of handing it over was really great. I'm super interested to see what flashback content we're going to get next time.
Me too,
I feel like
actually.
That's going to be interesting once that happens. And then, of course, to see what happens now that we're heading back on track. Let's see what unfolds here for us. But as for me, you can find me, like I said, on my art Twitter at Peppero Draws. That's Peppero like the candy. Lots of original character stuff there. If you scroll back a bit, the July art fight pieces are there. There was 4 pieces for art fight, as well as some fan art and things there. So if you'd like to check that out, certainly do so. I will be back Saturday. We're good for Saturday, right?
I am 90% sure that we are. We got, definitely for this Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 90% sure for next Saturday as well. We've got confirmation that we got our place. So
Excellent.
I don't know our specific move-in date, but everything should be fine for finale week. I just found that out late today.
Excellent. So yeah, I'll be here on Saturday, and then for finale week, we are finally getting to this run's finale of Exodus, and then we'll be taking a little break and then coming back and starting fresh with the second half, or the third, fourth, I guess, of the story, and rounding that out when we come back. But yeah, we've been sitting at a kind of cliffhanger for the last month, where a big fight is happening, and we aren't sure if everybody's going to get out unscathed. So if you'd like to tune in, that's happening Wednesday, and we'll be here and having lots of fun, and hopefully getting out of this battle mostly in one piece. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And then Nikki, favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
Well, the favorite part was someone else. I liked the scene cut with Ilsa and Anaka in the dark room with the dogs, and Jai just on a hammock. Like, that was just great. I just loved it. Complete 180. And I like getting to show. I had this like all mentally thought out, and I completely blanked on it. But it was Ilsa showing her like getting to use her willpower, like to not get possessed.
That was good.
Like I've been trying to play with that. That she's, she taps into that. She can do a lot of things, which isn't always a good thing. But yeah. And I'll be here tomorrow for my game. It's a next to last episode, and I don't know about the rest of until next week at this time. And I'm on Twitter at Nicole.
Awesome. My favorite part, the whole thing was really good. I really enjoyed all the reactions to everything that I threw at all of you. I think my favorite part, aside from everything that's already been mentioned, was getting to go, are you sure? With the GM, are you sure question, with that conversation. That's always just fun to get to say. And all the nat 20s, that was also like, wow. That was really...
I think you used your force those dice.
They're the same dice I always use. They just rolled really well for me tonight.
You use your force powers. Admit it.
I used my force powers of randomness. But yeah, that was fun. But the whole thing was great, and I'm excited to talk to Par about what happened to Grakus and figure out what he'd like to do, what route he'd like to go with that, and then reveal that next week. And yeah, that's pretty much it for all that. Where you can find me next will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Welcome to Madison, where Nikki is the incredible GM for that one, and it is a fantastic horror game, and yeah, we are. It's pretty creepy. We're trying to beat the big bad at the end here, and it's getting progressively creepier, and it's awesome. So go check that out.
Raven, that's not even me being creepy. That's only me being half creepy.
Oh, I am terrified. I have concerns. It's going to be really good, though. Come check it out tomorrow. And then other things to share or plug. I'm just going to throw the sponsor links back into chat again, which is Fundamental RPG. It's what Madison runs on. It's a D20 system. It's not tied to any genre, so you can use it for any type of game that you want to run, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. Physical copies are on Amazon, or you can pick up the digital version at coffee.com/Raven. They get spelled at the bottom of the screen. You can also go to that website for Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. Products with a tabletop theme to them. They're pretty cool. And then Die Hard Dice is at dieharddice.com. If you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your entire order. And this month we're talking a lot about the satin-lined dice bags, which are surprisingly affordable. They're at the moment $4 for the medium-sized one, which is a pretty decent size. So it's a great way to keep all your dice organized, by color or weight, or by how well they roll, whatever way you use to organize your dice. So yeah, go check that out. Again, that's at dieharddice.com. And then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And my last thing to plug is just the Animus lore and roleplay server. There's a link there in chat. If you've been a fan of Animus Absentis, our Saturday night shows that we've had for several seasons now, that whole world, that setting, has been put into a Discord server with lots of channels to sort of explore the galaxy, the different locations and characters, and get information on them. And that's sort of like half of it. And then the other half, you can actually make your own character and sort of play in that sandbox with other people. Sort of like an MMORPG without the video game aspect to it, just the role-playing aspect of it. So it's very fun, though. So go check that out. There's also things that are happening right now that are going to be part of the story for the new Animus show that's happening next season, called Animus Violentus, that I'm also quite excited about. So you can go check that out. And then looks like we were going to go raid Zombie Orpheus Entertainment, but looks like they've gone offline. So we're going to go raid Milady Saito instead, who is absolutely awesome. Give her a follow if you're not doing so already. She's been on the channel several times, and she's just delightful. So give her a follow if you're not doing so already. Throw our raid cry in there, which is can I adopt the corrupted dark side lizard dog? Feel free to copy that right out of chat, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye everybody.